Uh, Hi, this is the quiz for precalc Unit 13 limits at infinity. Yeah, let's get started. Um, so our first question is limit as x approaches infinity. It's 2x squared minus 3 over 3x plus 7. We have to find it. So let's just write down the thing, Leghorn, and this is if the numerator is less than the denominator, the limit is 0. If it's equal, then you have to take a ratio, and if it's greater, then we have to either find if it's infinity or negative infinity, and we have to do the sign test for two, both e and g. So in here, for this problem, the numerator degree is greater than the denominator, so we have to, it's infinity or negative infinity. Let's do a sign test, and it's approaching positive infinity. So if we plug in like a big number like 10,000, the numerator would be positive, and the denominator would also be positive. So for this is just infinity. Next question, limit as x approaches negative infinity, 5x fifth minus 2x 4 plus 3x over negative 2x cubed minus 4. So the numerator degree is greater than the denominator degree, so um, it's either positive infinity or you don't put the positive symbol or negative infinity. So it's approaching negative infinity. So if you plug in a big negative number like say negative 100, this is going to be still negative since it's an odd number. So in the numerator it's going to be negative. And the denominator, since this is an odd number, if you plug in a negative number, it's still going to be negative, but we multiply this by a negative coefficient in the front, so it's actually going to be positive. So the sign test tells us that it's going to be negative infinity. Next question is limit as x approaches positive infinity, 3x squared minus 5 over x squared plus 1. And if you write down Leghorn again, the degree in the numerator is equal to the degree in the denominator. So we take the ratio of the coefficients. So it's actually 3 over 1. There's like a 1 here, but you don't see it. So the answer to this question would be 3. Uh, Limit x approaches negative infinity. 5x cubed minus 3x plus 2 over negative 4x squared plus 5. So let's do Leghorn again. It's greater, so it has to be negative infinity or positive infinity. It's approaching negative infinity. We plug in a big negative number. So let's see, the sign test is that if you plug in a negative number to the numerator, it'll still be negative because this is an odd degree. So the sign test for the numerator is negative. If you plug in a negative number in the denominator, it's squared, so it's going to be positive, but it's multiplied by a negative number, so it's going to be negative. So negative divided by negative equals a positive, so the answer to this question would be positive infinity. Next question is limit as x approaches positive infinity, square root 5x cubed minus 1 over 2x 5 minus 2x. Let's write down Leghorn. Oh shoot. HORN. And the degree in the numerator is less than degree in the denominator. So this rule applies. So the answer to this would be 0. Yeah. Limit as x approaches -3 from the left side to plus x, x plus 3. So it's actually equal. So leg horn again. So the degrees are equal. So they're both 1. So we take the ratio of the coefficients and we can rewrite the numerator as x plus 2 since we're taking the coefficients of the degree plus 3 and um, wait, I did this wrong. So it's approaching from the left side, so we have to do the calculation. So it's approaching -3 and the left side is going to be like -3.1. The next point would be, for example, like -3.05 or something. It's approaching -3. So if we plug in -3.1 in here, it will be what? -1.1 over -0.1. So we positive. If you keep plugging in like -3.00001, it's still going to be positive. Yeah. So this is what, like 10? If you do like -3.00001, then this becomes what? -1.0001 over um, -0.0001, and this becomes, well, let's say like 1,000. I'm not exactly sure, but we can see it as this approaches -3 from the left side, it's like increasing like this. So what the answer to this question would be infinity, not the ratio of the coefficients like I thought, because that's for limits at infinity, not when approaching a number. Okay, limit as x approaches infinity. Well, square root 7x squared plus 5, so the square root 3x plus 1 leg horn. So at first glance, it looks like the degree in the numerator is greater, but this is in a square root, so this is actually just x, and we just put everything in a square root. So this rule applies to equal, so we have to take the ratio of the coefficients. So it will be -7 over 3. Okay, limit as x approaches 3, x squared minus 5, x minus 3. For here, we directly substitute and it fails because it's 0 in the denominator. So then we have to take the limit from each side. So x approaches from the left side, x squared minus 5, x minus 3, limit x 3 plus x squared minus 5, x minus 3. And for this limit, we can plug in as, because it's approaching from the left side, like a small negative number, a little bit less than this, so like 2.9. If you plug in 2.9, it will still be positive in the numerator, but it will be negative in the numerator, so it's approaching negative infinity. Negative infinity, and if you plug in a number a little bit greater than 3, like 3.1, so it passes both tests in the, I mean, it doesn't pass, but it's positive in both the numerator and the denominator, so it just negative infinity. And since the approach for the limits from both sides does not equal, the answer to this question is dne. And you have to specify the reason. It's because the limit from x to from the left side does not equal the limit of x from the right side. Yep, that's it.